This has been quite the change for a lot of people, namely students. So personally, I went from my favorite city, my university, all my friends, to not only home back here in Minnesota, but locked in my house, doing online classes instead of face to face, and that has been quite the transition. Change and transition are really hard for a lot of people, but there are a couple things that you can do to ease the transition from face to face classes and being in Chicago to moving home and doing online classes. So, my favorite way to keep everything organized and together is to maintain a schedule. So, for me, I really value my morning schedule. They're very personalized. You can add in whatever you need to do. So, today I'd like to outline what my morning schedule looks like and then talk about how students could implement that and how it can help them in their transition. So all of my friends already know because I've preached it to them a million times that I really value sleep schedules. So I have found that when I go to bed, personally I'm a morning person, so I go to bed around 9:30 or 10 o'clock and then wake up at 6 a.m. For me, that works the best since I am a morning person. You can change it how you'd like, but it's really important to go to bed at the same time and as well as wake up at the same time to make sure you're not only oversleeping, but also so you wake up motivated and ready to knock out all that homework. Another really helpful thing to do in the mornings as soon as you wake up is to meditate. So I found that meditation can really put me in the right mindset for the day, and it also makes me more motivated so I don't feel as sluggish and don't procrastinate as much to get my homework done. So there have been scientific studies that it does work best when you do it in the morning. So I recommend doing it as soon as you wake up. Go sit in a chair with your feet planted on the ground, arms on your lap with your palms up. And then there are great apps that you can use like Insight Timer that do guided meditations. So personally, I do about 80% guided meditation and then 20% silent in the mornings. And it really gets me ready to go. Then right after I meditate, I like to exercise. I used to get a ton of steps in Chicago. It's really one of those cities that you can walk everywhere. So I was used to getting over 10,000 steps easily every day to being locked in my house. So I like to go on daily walks as well as do a workout in the morning. So you can use whatever you have at home. There's tons of videos on like YouTube that you can use. Otherwise, I like to use my elliptical and any exercise equipment that I have. It helps me fall asleep faster at night because I'm a little more worn out. And then it also helps me wake up, as paradoxical that as that sounds. So it wakes me up in the morning, but then by the time it comes to bedtime, I'm ready to go to bed because I've had that physical activity for the day. So then personally, the rest of my schedule looks like showering, getting ready for the day, homework, classes. I've also found that eating meals at the same time every day has helped a lot. Keeping the same schedule every day can really aid students' transition from school to home, especially if they had a schedule set at school. If you keep that schedule kind of roughly the same at home, then it just keeps that one thing the same to make it seem like you're not starting a whole new life. You know, you're still doing the same things and it makes the transition much easier. So I personally have seen a significant improvement in not only motivation but morale as well. When I keep the same schedule every day, it wakes me up, it gets me ready to do my homework, and then I tend not to fall into procrastination as much as I used to when my schedule wasn't as normal. So keeping the same schedule from school can also help ease the transition because then you're doing the same things that you were at school. But even just establishing a new morning routine and sticking to that every day will really help your motivation for not only school, but doing other things that you like while we have all of this free time.